in the Republican Party establishment have perhaps reluctantly accepted the fact that Donald Trump will be the party's nominee, but there are some conservatives still holding out hope that a white knight will come along and challenge the billionaire businessman as an independent candidate for president. Among those who considered running was David French, a lawyer, conservative writer, and Iraq war veteran. In an editorial last night, however, French bowed out of the race, saying, "It is plain to me that I am not the right person for this effort." Joining me now is David French. David, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So you described this as a, quote, national moment. So why are you not the right person to challenge Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton?
Well, you know, first, I think it should be clear to everyone that there is a path. There is a path to defeat Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That much was made apparent to me in 8 days of extensive study. I mean, 65% of Americans are willing to consider somebody else. But on the GOP side, look at what happened last week. RNC Chair Reince Priebus says this effort's embarrassing. Senator McConnell had endorsed Donald Trump long ago. Paul Ryan endorses. It became very clear to me that what is needed is somebody with an independent constituency, a pre-existing constituency that can step into the breach here. And in fact, if I continue this effort, I may in fact block somebody who would have exactly the kind of constituency that's needed to hit the ground running, not just hit the ground running, but hit the ground sprinting.
Is there somebody you're thinking of in particular, somebody who should run as an independent?
You know, there are a number, and I think this is an excellent moment for one of the many very popular GOP governors to step up to say that they have experience uniting people, not dividing people. As we just saw from this Mexican judge controversy, and he's an American judge, not a Mexican judge, as we've seen from that controversy, Donald Trump is in the business of racial division. He is in the business of turning Americans against other Americans. This is antithetical to the party of Lincoln. And I'm sorry, GOP officials, all of you who are now reacting with outrage, unless you're retracting your endorsement of him, he's still your guy. You are tainted by that, and frankly, it's embarrassing and it's shameful.
Well, you wrote in your op-ed yesterday, quote, "Never before have both parties failed spectacularly, producing two dishonest, deceitful candidates who should be disqualified from running for town council, much less leader of the free world." You're talking, of course, not only about Mr. Trump there, but about former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Now, I've talked to many conservatives who say, at the end of the day, Donald Trump will appoint conservative Supreme Court justices. He'll support the tax cuts they want. He'll be anti-abortion and on and on. Why is that not enough for you?
Why would anyone believe a word that comes out of that man's mouth? I mean, honestly, is there a single credible, rational argument that he tells the truth? He contradicts himself by the minute. Let's take the Supreme Court issue. When he articulated his list, and that was a pretty good list, what did he follow it up with? With a tweet saying, well, you know, there might be more people to add. We have no idea. Whatever his policy is, he makes it up on the fly. He'll contradict his own website. You know, I served in Iraq, and my unit, 2nd Squadron, 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment, fought the precursor to ISIS. They called themselves the Islamic Caliphate of Iraq. And he has said, let's just say what he says about defeating ISIS. Well, he's going to commit war crime, order Americans to commit war crimes. He's going to send in Exxon. He's going to have a secret plan that he's not going to tell anybody about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He contradicts himself day by day. No one can believe a word that he says. So why would you think he'd appoint good judges? Why would you think he'd have a rational foreign policy?
David French, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good to see you again, sir.
Thank you.